I'm Thom Lauzon, and I'm honored to be here today to endorse and support Lieutenant Governor John Rodgers. Thank you, John, for stepping up to continue your good work and for continuing to serve Vermonters. Now, John has a long history of public service. He started participating in town meetings when he was a young man, and he was elected to the position of collector of delinquent taxes in his hometown of Glover. Now, John, you probably just didn't know any better. Now, this isn't exactly the most glorious position, but it's a necessary one. And it's one at which John excelled. This is just one of the reasons behind his success as our lieutenant governor. John has empathy and respect for people who are struggling. John went on to be elected to the House of Representatives in 2003. He served for 8 years until he was elected to the Senate, where he served his neighbors for 8 more years until 2020. In the House and Senate, John earned a reputation as a man who put progress before party. In 2024, he offered his level-headed, authentic representation to Vermonters once again and was elected Vermont's 84th Lieutenant Governor. John was raised on a dairy farm, and he developed a strong work ethic at an early age. John did chores before he went to school in the morning, and then he did his chores again when he got home from school in the evening. He started his own masonry business in his 20s, and he still runs it today. During John's career, he's built and restored houses and barns, roads and bridges, septic systems, water systems, and drainage systems, fireplaces, chimneys, and stone walls and stone foundations. There is virtually nothing, and those who work with John will attest to this, there is virtually nothing that John can't build. But John knows firsthand that in building and in government, there is no substitute for a strong and solid foundation. While John is blue-collar through and through, he possesses the intellect of a formal academic. I believe John is the best choice to represent Vermonters because he has lived like most Vermonters, often working too hard for too little, in a state that is growing unsustainably expensive to live in. John knows that it doesn't have to be that way, and he is committed to bending the affordability curve and building a solid foundation for future generations. In short, John knows how to get a job done. His experience in life, his experience in public service, and his empathy for those around him make him the best choice for Lieutenant Governor. Throughout his entire time in public service and in his own personal life, John has been known around the state as an honest, hardworking Vermonter. He's also known as the person willing to work across the aisle in a nonpartisan way, whether he was serving as a Democrat or a Republican, to build bridges and to find the common ground. John is a Vermonter first, and he believes to his core that when someone is given the honor to serve, they have an obligation to work with others for the good of all Vermonters. And this is why I'm here today to show my support for John Rodgers for Lieutenant Governor, and I'm asking all Vermonters to please support John in the 2026 election. We need his steady, thoughtful, and compassionate leadership now more than ever. And with that, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce John's lovely wife, Brenda, and the cornerstone, notice how I did that, work that in, and the cornerstone of Team Rodgers, Brenda Rodgers.